welcome to my channel. My name's Momo and I'm someone who likes nail stuff, often gel, often Korean and Japanese art, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different. If you enjoy my video today, I would love it if you would give me a follow, like the video, and if you can, it would be really helpful if you click the little bell notification icon thingy so you see when I upload videos. So today I'm showing you something that was sent over by Maniology. They reached out and asked if I'd like to try their stamping plates and their stamping system, and I was super excited about that because I actually have had something in mind that I wanted to stamp for a while, and I gave it a shot with another brand, and I don't know if it was a skill issue or a product issue, but it didn't work out for me, and I was excited to give it a shot again. Also, I love Sandra's Sparkly Sets on YouTube. She does a lot of fun stamping. I definitely get a lot of FOMO from watching her do stamping, and I will say that after doing this myself, I understand how fun it is once you get the hang of it. It's a very repetitive action. It's very satisfying, so yeah, totally get it. You'll see that Maniology sent me over a starter kit, and they have a bunch of different starter kits. They have a stamping plate, stamper, and then a little, I think they vary, but this one has a little duo of a polish and also a top coat. So I was super excited to try this out. I chose the gradient plate, and it has a bunch of different gradient designs, and because stars have had my heart recently, that's what I went for. You'll see here that I'm opening up the ice cube stamper, and how fun that it magnifies things. I found that very satisfying too, just to see everything looking so like clear and magnified. They also offered for me to try out some other plates, and I chose this spiral plate, and the reason for this was because last year I made some spiral nails and I wanted to post a video about it, but it was so chaotic and such a pain to paint my nails that I couldn't even edit a video out of it. It was so like out of frame, I'm close up, it was just a mess. So I decided then and there that that's what stamping is for. And then I also got this animal print plate, and this was for that specific design that I had in mind. This is what I tried to use before from a different brand with a different stamping polish and everything, and you'll see that I will post the nails that I made with that plate, and I love them. So there's also this detail brush, and I believe this is mostly for cleanup. One thing with stamping is at least I got a lot of polish around my cuticles. Maybe this is something as you get more experience you can avoid more. I know some people use like latex around their fingers to be able to just peel the stamping polish off. So that's something I might look into at some point, but for now I did use the detail brush a bit. They also sent over the sticky base coat, which was very helpful for the swatches that I did. I think that I will mostly be using stamping over gel, which is what I did for the nails I have on now. And I found no issue with just stamping over gel polish where I wiped off the inhibition layer. So, but I'll show you more of that later. So this is an adorable little claw tool. I've seen people use this in nail art to grab a little sponge and do an ombre, but this is meant to clean the plates with, so you don't have to be touching the sponge that you use to clean the plate off with the acetone on it and everything. Again, I'll show you that later. So I'm going to go ahead and open this last thing, which is the Brights collection. I like the tone of this. They offered to send over a collection of polishes as well, and I wasn't quite sure what to choose, but I enjoyed all these colors, so you'll see them right now. This is a really beautiful collection of colors from Maniology. Thanks again to them for sending this over for review. And also I should mention that I do have a discount code with them. It's an affiliate link, so I believe that I will get a small commission if you were to purchase with my link, just so you know, and I'll also add the details down below. Frankly, one of the most fun things about stamping, I think, is removing the plastic film from these plates. It's very relaxing and ASMR-y. I've always felt this way. I don't know if you agree or not. But yes, these are the 3 plates that I mentioned before. They're very reflective, so it is sort of hard to pick up on camera, but you'll be able to see them. I'll also swatch these colors with a couple of the different plates, so you'll be able to see that as well. So the top of the bottles of the Maniology polish have a little swatch area on them, which I think is really cool. I'm putting some of the sticky base coat on there just to make sure that the stamp will stick to the top of the polish bottles. So I'm starting with this pink shade, and you'll see that I make my first mistake with this first swipe here, and I'll explain it in a second. But just most generally, if you haven't seen, actually I make 2 mistakes, but if you haven't seen stamping before, the idea is you have an etched plate and you put some polish onto it, scrape off the excess, and then put this silicone stamper, press it onto the plate to pick up the polish that's left over after you scrape. And once you pick that up onto the stamper, you're able to place that stamper on your nail and have that image transfer over onto your nail. So it's really cool. It allows you to do very intricate designs, which is what I think it might be best served for. Especially things that should be very symmetrical, like these swirls, or really, really straight lines, or the concentric circles on this plate. You can really benefit from having, like a factory made etched out piece of metal to, use as a stamp to get that really, really perfect. So here's the mistake I made. One, obviously I left a little bit too much at the end of the stamp, which you would have seen a second ago, and that's why I looked around for my lint roller to take off some of it, but in doing that, I took way too long, and the stamp dried completely and didn't transfer onto the little swatch area of the bottle. So I'm using this little claw guy and pouring out some acetone. Maniology sent over some tips and some videos with sort of intro to stamping stuff, and that included some basic tips. So one of them is that you should always use pure acetone on your plates. You should never be using like a nail polish remover. Even when I use like surface cleaner, which is some acetone and some alcohol, it did not remove correctly from the plates. So I'm using pure acetone to remove, but then you'll see I'm trying to use the lint roller because using this like cotton ball kind of material left a bunch of lint, which was actually really a problem for me. Not huge, I overcame it, but anyway. So here's try 2. And another tip that Maniology included was to use kind of light pressure with the scraper. And that helped me a lot from the last time I tried to do stamping. So I think that's a big part, is not going too hard with the scraper as you scrape off the excess polish. And look, we got a pretty decent stamp. I'm proud of myself because the learning curve is definitely there when it comes to stamping, okay? It's not something you can just pick up and wham bam, thank you ma'am, just understand. You kind of have to like practice a little bit with it. And you'll see that I make mistakes throughout this as well. So anyway, we're swatching the next color, and I appreciate these swatches because they were really good practice for when I did my nails with the stamping polish. And I'm going for this little gradient star design and putting a little bit of the polish there, scraping off the excess, and then as quickly as I can, getting that stamper ready to pick up the design. And I don't think this one was perfect. You can see that, there's a little bit of excess at the top there. So I didn't scrape off enough polish at the top, which is, again, a bit of the learning curve. But I was happy enough with it that I continued on. And here I am again, just removing the polish from the plate. And I was talking with a friend about this, and they mentioned that some plates like pick up cotton more than others. So the recommendation was to use lint-free wipes, which I've done now. And I also saw another person who I love on YouTube, Kira's Creations. I saw her opening up some maniology stuff, and she used like a cosmetic sponge, and I have tried that as well. Both are good options. So after every pass with the stamper, you do need to take either like a lint roller or some tape and remove any little excess designs or potentially any like dust, anything that's on the stamper, so that it's fresh and clean. And then here I'm taking the screen, and I believe, yep, I'm going in for the stars again. So we'll see how I do this time. Frankly, I don't remember, so we'll have to see. Okay, I feel like that looks better. So I'm removing, nope, okay, I didn't like it. I think this was where the dust or like the fuzz from the cotton started to interfere with the stamps. So let's see if I got it on this try. Picking it up. And okay, I think I was happy enough with this one. It's kind of hard to show on the camera, but there you go. You can see it a little better there. And just putting it down here. So another thing that was interesting from the instructions was that you should scrape. You can either scrape from the top down or across. And Maniology noted in one of these videos that if you have a certain plate where it feels like it's not working very well to scrape down, try scraping in the other direction. It might just be a plate that wants to be scraped in one direction or the other. So I think I consistently did up to down in order to pick up the stamp, but I thought that was interesting. In case you encounter a plate that's feeling a little finicky, you can give that a shot. But yes, I will say, like, once I was in the hang of this, not that I got it perfect here, but it was a very relaxing process. I think because it's just so repetitive and you have to be kind of quick with it. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed actually doing my nails as well. Partly because I'm not used to a design coming together so quickly. It was kind of shocking. I was like, oh my God, I'm already done with my nails. So love that. So thank you again to Maniology for sending this stuff over. You'll see me doing my last swatch here. And if you're interested in this, feel free to check out the description box for details about my discount code. And yeah, I think it's really fun. I'm kind of sad that I waited this long to try stamping because I've been curious about it for a while. But I really appreciate being able to try out a couple of plates, and I'm excited for you to see my next manicure in probably my next video using stamps. So thank you again for being here. I hope you have an excellent week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.